You guys, clearly, this is the Massacre of Glencoe.
Ooh.
See, she knows what she's doing. See how good that is?
That was it right there.
Well,
Yes.
Fine.
Do you guys know where Glencoe is? Do you know what it is?
A place?
Glencoe is a glen of volcanic origins.
Ooh.
Isn't that interesting?
So it's a volcano and a glen, therefore
Glencoe.
Yeah,
That's
Glencoe.
kind of lame,
I know.
actually.
I love
I like
it.
it.
I like when you can look up the etymology of things and you're like, wow, that's all that means. Like there's a bridge in Florence called Ponte Vecchio, and it's like, that sounds cool, but it just means old bridge.
No.
You're like, oh,
Yeah,
well, that's not
sucks
that
now.
neat.
No,
Yeah.
that sucks.
So Glencoe is in the Highlands of Scotland. It is lies in the north of the county of Argyll, close to the border with the historic province of Lochaber. It's considered a hostile environment because the sparseness of the soil. So people who lived there, or people who lived there like in the 15th century, were compelled to raid and steal cattle from their neighbors because there just really wasn't that much land to grow. Kind of like the Greyjoys.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
I gotta
Throwback.
get mine, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna take yours.
Yep.
And this was also the home of the MacDonald clan since the early 14th century, when they had supported King Robert the Bruce.
The Bruce?
The Bruce.
Yeah.
So he had very Bruce-like qualities. They're just like,
he's
you're
very,
the Bruce.
Very Brucey. So 1689 through 1692, there was just a lot going on. There were things called the Jacobite uprisings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the old Jacobites.
That was the name of the political movement in Great Britain and Ireland.
Who would support a bunch of Jacobites?
It was spelled like Jacob.
Jacobian.
Jacobian.
Great Britain and Ireland, they were trying to restore the House of Stuart, which is the French rule. They were
House
trying
of
to
Stuart?
the House of Stuart, uniting England, Scotland, and Ireland. James II of England and the 7th of Scotland tried to win over Ireland again. He enlisted a lot of Highlanders in this campaign. It was just very messy. As I said before, the MacDonalds were this clan that lived there, and they were just not easily tamed. A peaceful Scotland was important to link everybody, but these people were like, no, we don't want to do that. They were just a very lawless clan. And they also clashed a lot with Clan Campbell. And Clan Campbell was
Glenn
really...
Campbell?
They clashed with Glenn Campbell?
Glenn Campbell.
Seems
I would
kind of
too.
unbalanced.
I would too.
You're right.
He was gentle on their minds.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Campbell was like, they were supportive of this government uniting everything. MacDonald was like, absolutely not. So these Highlanders, the MacDonalds, they were regarded by the Lowlanders as like an obstacle in the way of this like union between England and Scotland. And a lot of people were like, we really have to break the spirit of these guys. They suck.
Yeah. Sucks to suck.
They're causing a problem.
That's a great speech to rally him up.
Yeah.
Hey guys, these guys over here suck. Can we
They're
get them?
causing an issue. We got to do this
Take our
thing.
freedom, but you guys suck.
They're doing this thing. They're making us stop doing the thing that we want to do. They're a problem. And because they posed this threat, under King William of Orange, it was ordered that the chiefs from all the clans have to sign an oath of allegiance to King William by January 1st of 1692. Or the clans would be punished with the utmost extremity of the law.
So they're going after everyone.
Yeah. And so everybody was basically having to sign an oath. Secretary of State John Dalrymple, which is a great name.
Dalrymple?
Dalrymple.
Dalrymple.
He was the master of Stair. Which is another. He was Lord Stair.
Master of the Stair.
That wasn't even a joke.
No.
Oh my God.
Master of Stair.
That's even
Stair.
Okay.
That's like Godhead irony right there.
Yeah. He was a lowlander and a Protestant. I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know.
People who exactly want what they want from a religion. Yeah. You tell me. Yeah, no, that's a great idea.
And he was also trying to serve his own political ends to things. And he obviously viewed these Highlanders as a hindrance to Scotland and went against their whole way of life. And his dislike for these people was particularly strong. So he just really had it out for the MacDonald clan. But they kind of were forced into it. The MacDonald clan eventually took their oath to Fort William. But then when they got to Fort William, they were like, no, actually the sheriff is in like Argyll, like 70 miles away. And this is in 1692, and it's January, and it's cold, and it's wintry.
Yeah, no way.
Bad weather, misdirection. They arrived after the deadline, and because their oath was not accepted, by Dalrymple.
Oh, really?
Jesus.
And
Dalrymple.
After all that time, he just goes, no.
No,
you're late.
No,
Sorry.
you're late.
I can't
you're
get
late.
partial credit on the oath, dog. Like I turned it in. My name's on it.
I
Like
came all the way here.
And so he had given the order for them to be slaughtered and cut off.
Oh my God.
To
Cold-blooded.
root and branch.
Just. How late were they? How late?
Like by a couple of days.
damn.
Yeah.
This is a stickler. That's all.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Why? It's like,
It's like you're not
I'm
even
here to pledge my.
too late.
Too late.
oh
You're
my
done.
God. He's like, you didn't get my text messages? Or...
I said a crow.
I sent a crow. I know. What are you supposed to do? Like, it's like, well, I don't know. It snowed, man.
You get my beep?
It's 1692. What do you want me to do?
There was no real option.
Yeah.
He sends a crow, and the crow just goes to the nearest tree, and he's like, far out, thanks, man.
Yeah.
And just starts...
I'm not a raven,
Like
you idiot.
Freddie, take my message.
That's cool news. I don't know what to do with it. Neat.
I'm gonna go back up to my nest.
Yeah.
It's right over there.
I'm gonna go find some food for myself because it's winter.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill.
I'm not gonna deliver your message. I gotta live myself, man.
Yeah.
So a few weeks later, some soldiers arrived at Glencoe, and they came as friends. They were seeking shelter, and because the fort was full, Fort William. The McDonald's were honoring their like Highland hospitality code. So it's like
Unless you're late.
Yeah. Well, no, but no, these are the people that were late.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
So they were honoring the hospitality codes. Like it's winter, you need a place to stay.
Here's some mead.
Yes. For
Probably Scotch.
Maybe.
Mutton.
some delicious Scotch whiskey.
Scotch
Yeah.
and mutton.
That'll warm you up.
It's a good winter afternoon.
It is. Very Hugo. So for 12 days, these people all lived together in harmony, and neither the clan nor the common Argyle soldiers knew what was ahead of them. Unfortunately, on the night of February 13th, there was a blizzard howling outside, and the MacDonald clan was sleeping, and the house guests gathered, and they received their orders, and they set about systematically killing everyone they could. 38 lay dead the next morning, so even including the Chief MacDonald. And people did escape into the hills, some finding some shelter, but some people actually died from freezing to death.
So these guests, the
These
people
guests,
who
so
were
these
put up
people
for
brought
12
them.
days?
Yes, they brought them into their home. They
Oh my
fed them.
God.
They housed them. They were taken in as friends on this like code of hospitality, and they were actually sent there by Dalrymple to be
Oh my
murdered.
God.
Someone had to be yelling, "Really? This is what I get. Thanks you, dude. Thank you. You're very welcome."
Right?
Just-
Well, and now, so some of the people that were there were from the clan Campbell, not Glenn Campbell, but the clan
Still
Campbell. And even though they were kind of like the enemies of MacDonald clan, they were like, "Oh, this still feels wrong."
That's not
Like,
cool.
yeah, they were like,
This is
some of them were like, and that's why it kind of was delayed for so long. And some people got there kind of late because a lot of people were like, "This is kind of a mess and doesn't really seem right to
you
just
gotta-
like kind of kill these people
Did you
because
get
they
the
were
message?
just because they were late. They were late with
Right.
they were breaking their oath. They actually got somewhere. The guy left. They're like, "Well, I don't know. Damn bureaucracy. What are you
Yeah.
supposed to do?
Well, I guess I can't hear
I
him
guess I'm
out.
going to ride 70 miles and be late." But they still did it.
Yeah.
So they were the Campbells were kind of disgusted with these orders, and they actually had told some of like the families and people there, like they kind of warned them and told them like, "You might want to leave because we're going to be kind of killing everybody
Oh.
here."
You got it.
Yeah.
Well, there were some, I guess, with a good conscience.
Yeah, I think they just kind of knew this seemed really screwed up. And these events just shocked the country.
Really?
Yes, and it actually became like a piece of like anti-government propaganda.
They used that against the Jacobites?
Yep. King William was like, I didn't actually say to do that. That guy, Dalrymple, was like, he was the one who really just had this thing against them. There wasn't even anybody else. He was just kind of like, I just really hate the MacDonald clan. And so it really wasn't even something the government had even actually decreed. They were like, you just made a choice just to kill them because they were a couple days late.
Just took it on
Like,
himself.
damn, man, yeah.
The king's like, Dalrymple,
Yeah.
get over here.
Damn it, man.
What the fuck did you just do?
I was happy that you showed initiative when you did that whole thing where you cleaned up the courtyard. That was really good initiative. Killing everybody? That was not.
Yeah.
Rein it in. Rein it in.
Oh,
The
screwed
king
up.
messenger comes in and goes, "Kingdom's great, no major concerns." He goes, "Outstanding." Dalrymple killed that clan. He does a spit take. What?
Right?
I specifically told you, Dalrymple.
Dalrymple.
I mean, I guess you would always have like some kind of like chip on your shoulder if that was your last name and people always making fun of you. You'd always be a little
One of these days,
cranky.
you're gonna kill a bunch of people in their
Oh,
sleep.
the master of stare. Ooh, Dalrymple.
My
Yeah.
name's fucking Gary. Don't call me Dalrymple.
Yeah.
Dalrymple.
It's pronounced Story. It's like trying to make it seem cooler.
And actually, a lot of texts have published that the Campbells can't be held wholly responsible because a lot of them were like kind of let some people go and everything. And they were also like obeying orders because they could have been killed if they didn't follow through with this. So, but still to this day, you can find in the Highlands, like some people still have signs up that say no Campbells like
Whoa.
around the
To
region.
this day?
Yeah. Yeah.
God. Something that happened in
Hold a grudge.
1692.
1692. They definitely hold a grudge. It's an old place.
Means a
lots
lot.
of things. Nothing much has changed. Like all the villages look the same. Like there's a lot of same things around Scotland, really.
Have you seen? There's this meme talking about how my grandfather hasn't been back to Scotland in 25 years, and we went back there. We went to his favorite pub, and right we walked in, some guy in the back went, "Oh, not this guy!"
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That whole story inspired George R. R. Martin to write The Red Wedding.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes.
It's right there.
It
Spoiler.
was-
We heard that story, and it inspired another story called The Red Wedding.
You're right.
So fill in the blanks.
I don't know why we're on horses. I don't know why we're on wearing kilts or have swords, but we should go somewhere.